Okay, here we are, intersection. So this one is the type version of Lodash.intersection. There's a lot of Lodash fans out there in the challenges, I guess, because many of them have you re-implement Lodash things. We just can't let Lodash go, can we? So let's look at the inputs here. So for A1, we have a bunch of different tuples, and they all have 2 in them. So the answer that comes out is 2. If there were multiple things that they all have in common, then the answer we would get out would be the union of those things they have in common. So all 3 of these elements are tuples themselves that have 2 and 3 inside, so we get 2 and 3. If they don't have anything in common, then we get never, because never is the empty set. This, for some reason, I don't understand why. I mean, maybe it was just to make it harder. It also handles not having tuples. It also handles having unions themselves, like flat unions as inputs. So like this is basically like beast mode for the sake of it. It actually, I mean, the solutions are not that long. They're like 5 lines long for this, but I don't know. How about I write it?
I have an idea.
Oh, you have an idea? Okay, tell me. Yeah.
I think maybe the also supporting numbers is beast mode difficulty raise, or maybe it's a hint. Maybe the hint is that you convert each array into a union, and then you add together all the numbers.
Okay. Let's set up a scaffold like we always do for tail. This is like the true branch and the false branch. So in this case,
so if head isn't tuple, then you convert tuple to union, and then otherwise you just go with the head, and then you keep going.
Okay, so we can distribute, and then the solution that I'm kind of moving towards uses extract. So extract is the in the TypeScript built-ins. So it's a little hard to read. Extract from T those types that are assignable to you. It's like, okay, professor. But if we think about it, let me build it up like this. If we put this in place, so we're going to have some thing. So we're going to use head in here somewhere. We can just put head in both of these, I guess. If head is a single thing, you were spot on about the hint. If head is just a single thing, then remember that trick we did to get the tuple to become a union?
Head of number, yeah.
So, actually, this would be. Sorry, I did it completely wrong. So if head is an array, if head is a tuple, then we want to get a union of all of the members of the tuple, and the way to do that is to index it with number. But if it's not, if it's already a union, then we can just keep moving. I think this will work to just put, we can just put unknown there. And that's it.
Cool.
It seems really wild. I don't know. It's like there's so much going on here, yet so little. Because like this stuff is all very boilerplate. It doesn't like jump out to me as being anything extreme, but it is. And the reason, by the way, that the base case is unknown is because anything and unknown goes to anything. It's like multiplying by 1.
Yep.
So that's why the base case has to be unknown. It's because we're doing intersections. So the last thing it's going to hit is going to be when there's nothing left to infer in the array, then we'll hit unknown. But yeah, this one was done by Human Detail is the name on GitHub. Has a few good solutions out there for sure. There's another one we've seen Team Chong a lot. There's this one. It's very, very similar. I think, what do you think about this? Do you think this is, it doesn't use extract?
Ooh.
Do you like this better?
I do like this better. Yeah. This is, I think, closer in my mind what I was thinking of. So you take the head and the tail. So head is the one, tail is the rest. I always, by the way, I know this is probably more correct for like what the functional programming terminology is or logical programming, but I always think of it as rest rather than tail. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I have a confession to make. Just to you teed me up for it. If I could go back in time and change anything that I did about all the challenges, the first thing I would change would be to not call this tail, because I think it's exactly like you said. I would call it rest because it's actually sort of wrong. Because
the tail is the last thing, right?
Right. Tail implies to me, like, does that mean it's many things, or that means it's like the final thing?
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Yeah, we're looking at this in a yeah. Okay. So someone is going to yell at us about linked lists, but that's okay. So the head and the rest or tail here, if they both exist. So even if a tail is empty, we have a head, and then if the head is an array, so then we get all the possible numbers, the values in the array. Yeah. No, this to me this makes more sense.
I agree. Yeah, I like this one a lot, and I think it reads really cleanly, and you can see that we're building up like in this first one, it's not really clear what we're really returning. Like, where does the intersection part happen? You know, like, where is the and character here? I don't see one. Do you see? I mean, it's like, where's it going on? And that is something this second Team Chong one doesn't suffer from. It's really obvious that we have this, we're building up an intersection of multiple things and recursing. So it's going to keep going.
Yeah. I think they're both beautiful, clean solutions. Just I prefer the latter.
This is the last one that we have. I think it's pretty similar. It's kind of a mashup, I suppose, of the first two, but it uses so it has this unwrap thing, and unwrap is just exactly like we saw up here. It's just taking something that could be a tuple and making sure that it's a union. So then we have we could call this union or something. And
sure.
So, or like, it's like head union. I don't know, because it's grabbing the first value. So then, and I guess we could put, I don't know what this is about. Head. Oh, if we have the like next thing, we grab it. Does it even matter? No, you need that. Wait, why would you need that? Aren't these the same thing? T0. Oh, because it's, I don't know. Actually, now that I see this, I don't get what the difference is between.
Yeah, head should be T of 0.
What if I did T0 here? They still fail. What?
Maybe it's that T of 0 comes before the inference, and the inference on line 89 infer head like splits out the type or something like this.
I don't think so. That's not my understanding of it anyway. Oh, okay. Got it. We're not unwrapping T. We're unwrapping the value itself. So I think we could put T0 here.
Okay.
So we could do, that's like a refactor. So this is like saying unwrap head union as well. Oh, does that not work? Oh, because it's already unwrapped. Okay. But those look like the same thing.
That would work. Head union and head union. No.
Well,
okay.
we've hit a soft spot in my understanding of TypeScript. I would like to set up, maybe I'll come back later and try to figure it out. It hits every once in a while. So the other thing I also know is that it doesn't work if you do it the other way around. If you do this, it fails as well. Let's see what it fails with. Intersection, it says 5 or 6. So it just gives me the union of the last thing. Yeah, I don't really know. To me, these looks like this should be equivalents, but they're not. There's something special that happens when you sometimes in some of the challenges, someone will do, like, this isn't applicable here. They'll do like key of T up here. And if you try to grab that variable and just replace it with key of T somewhere down below, it suddenly fails. So there's some kind of of interaction with the distributivity, and I think this one is subject to distributivity of T, and this one is not subject to the distributivity of T because we've gone through this extends to get to this point.
Cool. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's a good question.
So So Josh, if you find someone that knows, please let me know. This is our last challenge. I was thinking, I don't know if you want to plug, I know you have a book. If there's anything you'd like to share with the, people that, I don't know, anything open-ended.
Sure. Thanks. Yeah. You trying to remember what I cover. Learning TypeScript is the book that I wrote. It's through O'Reilly. It's quite good, I think. Especially the latter weeks. We've corrected typos in the online edition. It goes through a lot of the foundational stuff like map types, infers, conditional types, stuff that you use for this. I don't think you could quite get here using just the book, but if I don't know, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here about TypeScript, and maybe someone who's watching this video doesn't need to learn TypeScript through my book. But I will say, if you want to automatically lint your code base to stop people from doing dumb things, then TypeScript ESLint is the open source project I'm one of the core maintainers of, and it's quite a good project. So please use us. Thank you, though. I wasn't planning on plugging anything. Feel like I
no, that's okay. I gotta spread the love. You do great work.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to have you on, and thanks again for coming. And we hope to do more in the future. Maybe the challenges keep on going, so who knows? Maybe in a year I'll round a couple people up and we can do them all. We could do a call with a couple people. It's just you and me, but I thought maybe it'd be nice to do like 3 or 4 people, and we could just all heckle about how intensely complicated simple things are to do sometimes in TypeScript. But it's fun.
Let's get a TypeScript team member, then we can all heckle them about their work. That'll be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, they've probably heard it all. Sometimes I see some of those issues on the TypeScript repo, and I'm thinking like, man, they need a break. They need a coffee because they get. I mean, it never ends. What does their GitHub inbox look like? I can only imagine. I have a lot of respect for the people working on this project, and changes the world. So, good stuff. Yeah. And same for you. I can't think of a single person I know that does TypeScript that doesn't use code that you personally wrote in TypeScript ESLint. It's a big project that's extremely pivotal to the success of TypeScript. Extremely pivotal. So I'm a big supporter.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Great. We'll see you later.
Yep. Bye.